The Brahman came specifically to do this ceremony at the Manta's house.
This is all the stuff needed for the ritual. A huge brass bowl and 2 bags of stuff. There's going to be a bunch of stuff put in the brass bowl for burning as a sacrifice.
You know the incense they burn here?
Yes.
That stuff, that's the root of that same plant. Jeta masi. This is another type of root. Like the banyan roots, you know, which drop from the branches down.
Banyan tree root.
Yeah, similar, not the same. Coconut, dates, raisins.
Dried fruit.
Yeah, dried fruit. Still, sesame. This is sesame too.
Black sesame and brown sesame.
Yeah.
I tell you that the smell in this kitchen is so good. There's like a bath of ghee, which is butter. There's all the ingredients that were put in the bowl to sacrifice for the ceremony. There's vegetables being sauteed. There's fresh herbs being cut. And you can just taste how great it is just from smelling it. The ceremony is performed inside the barn where the cows sleep. That's considered to be the most holy place of the entire house.
For the ceremony, we're entering the cowshed. The interior has been laid with mats for us to step on. We leave our shoes at the door. And the cows are outside and we're inside. You kind of sit in a circle around the fire pit. There's a yantra drawn on the bottom of the pit.
The Brahman you saw got his master's at a university located in a city that's known for astrology history.
The astrologer is completing his PhD in astrology. He does this ceremony 1 or 2 times a month. Depending on the date. He can only do it when the constellation is correct. The astrologer did not select astrology. He was selected by astrology, being born into a family of astrologers.
That particular Brahmin was about 30 years old. In India, Brahmins do get married and have families.
This is a whole pot full of butter or ghee. The astrologer, the priest, the Brahmin, has a sun sign of Libra and a moon sign of Libra. An astrologer is a priest or a Brahmin that does astrology.
But the Brahmin wears an orange skirt, and that is the traditional dress for him.
The 5 guys doing the ceremony tie a red string around the middle right finger.
स्वस्ति न इंद्रो कृदश्रवाः स्वस्ति न मूखा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ओम पयः ओम हरिः ओम अग्निदूतं पुरोदते हव्यवाहमुपभ्रुवो देवा आसादयादिः श्री अग्निदेवाय नमो नमः.
Fire is a natural element and is a purifier. There are 5 natural elements: water, earth, air, fire, and space.
Kash.
Ash or Kusha.
What's that?
It's a type of reed.
They're going to say Swaha 1296 times. There's 108 beads on a rosary, and you're going to do 108 times 12 times. And they keep count on the rosary.
Swaha.
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 Swaha means ashes. Swaha means ashes purified by fire. It's also the name of the wife of the fire god.
4 hours later,
Swaha.
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 the reason you chant these mantras for hours is to get your left brain shut down. Your senses are in overload from the smoke and the heat and the repetition. You go into boredom. You almost want to fall asleep. And that's precisely what they want to happen. Because when your left brain shuts down, your right brain opens up. And that's a direct link to your subconscious. That's what gives you that trance-like feeling that you get right before you fall asleep. You're half awake, half asleep. That's the zone you want to be in. And that's when you connect and have that mystical experience.
The mantras that they recite are to bless and make peace with all of the 5 elements. Fire ashes will remain here and be buried here.
हरिः ओम मूर्धानं दिवो अरतिं पृथिव्या वैश्वानर आजातमग्निं कविहुं सम्राजमतितिञ्जना जय शिव ओंकाराय एकादशचतुरा.
That ceremony lasted 4 hours. 4 hours. It's been 5 years since the Mantas had that ceremony performed at the house. Right now is a special occasion because his mother is not feeling well, and it's the right time, the right date, the stars are aligned. Arun has never participated in that ceremony, so it made it very special for him too. Ooh, it's a very heavy experience because the repetition of the mantra over and over puts you in a trance-like state. Right now, I just want to take a shower and go to sleep. I'm exhausted. My hair smells like smoke, my clothes smell like smoke, I feel kind of sweaty and sticky, my nostrils are filled with smoke, and I'm just tired from the whole experience. I am really honored to have been able to be a part of a ceremony like that. How many tourists come to visit India and get to experience something like that? Not too many. I'm pretty lucky.
I asked Arun's family, what is the purpose of the ceremony? What do they get out of it personally? What is the meaning for them? And I did not get a very deep or philosophical answer. It was really more business as usual, what they've always been taught and learned, and they're just doing what they know. Their answers were, the ceremony cleans the house. It makes things generally better. It's what the Brahman says we need to do. The reason why I really enjoyed the ceremony is because it's much more profound to me. But you have to take a minute to really think about what you're doing. Let's consider the 5 elements. Water. You've got oceans, lakes, rivers that cover most of the surface of the earth. When I stand next to the ocean, I feel small by comparison. The second element is Mother Earth herself, spinning around the sun at how many miles per minute? Then you've got mountains that are pushed up from the center of the earth, and the Grand Canyon that's carved out of water. When I stand next to these elements, I'm in awe. Third, you've got air. I can't breathe without air. Air is life itself. And you've got winds and hurricanes. Fourth, you've got fire. There's volcanoes, there's brush fires through the Everglades. Elements are something to fear, in a sense. Then, finally, fifth, space. We have our own solar system, our own galaxy and Milky Way. I'm even told there's 150 billion other galaxies like ours. That's mind-boggling. It's so vast, it's so big, it's almost hard to conceive. I'm in awe. Then you've got the professionals that navigate these elements, like sailors, farmers, pilots, firemen, and even astronauts. These people learn a deep respect for something much more powerful than they are. With all that being said, the feeling of awe, of feeling small next to something much more greater than you are, the feeling that you're part of something huge that's very powerful, but you don't know it all, and deep respect, almost a slight fear. Isn't that the feeling that we want to have when we think of God? The whole purpose or meaning of the ceremony is to get you to a place where you feel humble, you feel great respect for what's around you, and deep gratitude. Wouldn't the world be a different place if we all walked around feeling that 24/7? I believe the ceremony works whether you take the time to think about all these elements very deeply or not, because it acts on your subconscious, so you're taking it in whether you're thinking about it or not. Because I requested it, he also did a personal astrological reading for me before the ceremony, which was very nice. What's the website that the astrologer's using?
Futurepointindia.com.
Futurepointindia.com.
वो सब शुभ है क्योंकि ये सूर्य की वजह से है और जो ये स्थान है इनका आयु स्थान, इसमें चंद्रमा की आयु तो इनकी निश्चित रूप से धीरे धीरे।
Okay. So all your stars are, because the sun is, you're in the sun dasha, so all the rest of, what do you call them?
Planets.
Planets are very powerful right now.